I don't know if I've ever shared this about my eyes. I've mentioned that I wear glasses all the time. I do actually need them, and my prescription is pretty high. Have I ever mentioned that my eyes also, like, I see double if I'm not wearing my glasses? If I have no glasses on and I defocus my eyes, they actually will go slightly different directions. And for years and years, I don't need it anymore. I finally don't need it. But for years and years, my glasses actually had prisms in them so that it would correct the point, the angle of my eyes, so that they would point the same direction. And I can still actively do it if I take my glasses off. I can defocus and see two things, see double. But yeah, glasses are really thick. I feel you. I've had glasses before that stuck out into the inside of the frame beyond the actual extent of the frame. Does that make sense? I don't know if describing that in words creates a vivid picture for you if you've never seen those, but yeah, when you have the bigger prescriptions, it's basically a requirement that you get the ultra thin frames where they'll kind of compress it down into a normal size frame. The thing is that can add like $200, and I'm not one who likes to play. I do not play, when it comes to the United States dollar. I can be a bit cheap. I can be a bit frugal. And so for most of my youth especially, I was getting the regular, like, not thin frames. I was getting the non-thin lenses. So you'd have the frames and it would look normal on the outside, like if you were looking at me from the front. But if you looked at me from the side, you could see the lenses poking out from the outside of the frame towards my eye. 200, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but unironically, it can be in that territory. I think for me, it tended to be like a $150 add-on was what it usually was. And I wouldn't accept it. I do now, though. I do just tank it because it is worth it. And I don't buy glasses as often anymore. I'll make a pair of glasses last like a year and a half, sometimes 2 years now. But used to be that I was updating my prescription every single year and I was getting new things. Thankfully, insurance would pay for them. So I'm walking out of there not paying anything or paying very little. I was very strict about that. Yeah, we are literally living the pay-to-view life. Forget about pay-per-view. We are living pay-per-view. You have to pay to see. It's crazy. But I've come to embrace it, and I've come to really like the fashion of wearing glasses. I think it's a very fashionable thing, and it's very nice to have. It's very nice to have any accessory for the head. I think it really completes an outfit. When you dress in a more feminine way, I think there's a lot more that you can do with your hair to complete an outfit. You can do things with like hair ties, and there's a bigger variety of hats that you can wear in a feminine style, but I'm kind of locked in on a very masculine expression. And so there aren't as many options for me that fit neatly into that umbrella, you know what I mean? And I'm not one to shy away too much from something that is a little outside of the umbrella, but I find more comfort in expressing myself in a more masculine way. And so I'm thankful to have glasses as a way to kind of tie an outfit together while also not really deviating from the expression that, makes me feel like me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think wearing glasses is awesome and it completes any outfit, and there are so many cool ways to accessorize them, and there are so many fun shapes and colors that your frames can come in. It gets really cool when you, especially when you reach a point where your prescription isn't really changing, but you still go in for updates. If you're getting them with insurance, you can get like multiple pairs of glasses with the same prescription, and that's nice because then you can kind of mix and match a little bit. It's really nice. I have a few pairs that are basically the same prescription, so sometimes I switch them out just based on like what suits the look, the outfit. Contact lenses. I did try contact lenses for about a year when I was, I want to say when I was 16, maybe 17 was when I did it. Yeah, I think I was like 16, 17. It might have been between 16 and 17. I'm trying to think of which classes I had, because that's how I'm remembering these things. When I try to remember things like glasses, I just try to remember things that I saw with them. And I remember the classes that I had when I wore contact lenses. I will say it's very nice to be able to see without having the peripheral blurry frame. Do you know what I mean? When you wear glasses, you can actively see the frames all the time, just kind of like around the edges of your vision. It's blurry and you kind of forget that it's there, but it's there, for anybody that does not wear glasses. When you wear glasses all the time, you can see the frames, especially if you're like me and you pick the more stylish, thicker frames a lot of the time. Like even right now, I can see the periphery of the black frames and like a rounded edge around. And I don't mind that, but it's very refreshing to see things clearly without having that obstructing my periphery. I found contact lenses really unpleasant and uncomfortable and tedious. I hated putting them in. I really hated taking them out. Made my eyes kind of itchy as well. Not itchy, but like I was constantly aware of the fact that there was something inside of my eyes. and I just did not like it. Hated it. It was not for me. I support you if you like it. Honestly, I wish I was you. I wish I could do it, because there are times when my glasses do not suit the kind of outfit that I want to have. But when that's the case, I just go without the glasses and I just don't see. I just choose to not see very well for that day. Many such cases. I've done a number of photo shoots over the years where I just could not see anything. Sometimes when I travel too, I'll actually forego my glasses. For the last couple years, I've actually learned a strategy for this, but I don't know if you've ever experienced this. When I travel, I try to be very conscious of not just other people's health, but also my health. And so I will often wear a mask when I travel. I'll wear a medical grade mask so that I can avoid contagion, because every time I travel, I get sick anyway. So if I can do anything to negate that, I want to. The tragedy here is that if you wear glasses and masks at the same time, when you breathe, whether it's through your mouth or your nose, the air gets pushed upwards towards your eyes and it fogs your glasses like crazy. And so for a long time, whenever I would travel, I would wear the mask, but I wouldn't wear the glasses. So I'm navigating airports and stuff, but I can't read the signs. It's the funniest, most tragic thing ever. I want you to imagine this, all right? I'm going to paint a picture for you in your brain, all right? Close your eyes. You're in a very big airport, all right? Like, it's bustling. There are people going both directions in the hall. Everybody's rushing to their gates. Some people are trying to work out a meal. Very loud, very chaotic. Everybody's busy, you know? Typical airport setting. Everyone's super rushed. You're rushed too. And as you're rushing, you see this man who's slightly taller than everybody else, and he's standing in a fixed position. He's not rushed. He's not walking anywhere. Seems like he's booked a flight with several hours of layover so that he can take the time he needs to get to his gate, because it takes him twice as long as everybody else. He's standing just in the middle of this crowd. Everybody's just kind of like parting the ocean to move around him because he's impeding on traffic. And he's standing there and he's got his phone really close to his face. Like he's holding up his cell phone, and you can see that he has his camera open and he's zooming in so that he can read the signs, because he can't read them without his phone because he doesn't have his glasses on. That's how I survive. Or that's how I survived. Past tense. Anytime I would travel, I would just keep my glasses off because otherwise I couldn't see anyway. So my decision was that it was more comfortable to not see and also not feel my breath fogging in front of my eyes than it was to not see but also have the fog and to feel it. So I would just see by pulling out my camera and zooming in really close. But I've got a strategy. Maybe this can help you too if you wear glasses and you have the same issue. Here's my strategy. The KN95 variety of masks is the kind that I get. The way to really distinguish these is that on the top part, the part that goes along like your nose, there's a little slit down the middle so that it can wrap around your nose, right? A strategy